So, good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Now, in last lecture, I have discussed with you regarding the hydrogen bonding. So, what is meant by hydrogen bond? How the bond is formed? How there is a electrostatic force of attraction which is occurs between the two molecules, which molecule having one of the molecule having hydrogen, another molecule having a polar group like NH, OH, or HF. So, such type of molecule can form the electrostatic force of attraction, and this electrostatic force of attraction is called as a hydrogen bonding. Here in the hydrogen molecule, water molecule, actually it is electrically neutral, but the positive and negative charges may are not distributed in the uniform way. So how they are not unequal distribution of positive and negative charges, I am showing here on the PowerPoint presentation. Now the charge displacement is there. Now full negative charges are at the right side of this molecule, and full negative positive charges are here at the left side of the molecule. Now this indicates that there is unequal distribution of electrons, or unequal distribution is there, and hence due to unequal distribution there is a creation of a electric pole. Now due to unequal distribution of poles, the hydrogen bond will be formed in water molecule. Now the energy energy of hydrogen bond, which is varied from 10 to 100 kilojoule per mole. Now this hydrogen bonds are having a very powerful force for the determination, and this hydrogen bonding is very useful for the determination of different structures and properties of the many molecules. Now how the hydrogen bonding plays an important role in the protein and nucleic acid, just you see here. There are total 44,000 hydrogen bond present in the DNA complex, as well as 77,000 hydrogen bond is present in the RNA complex. In the 77,000 hydrogen bonds of protein RNA complex, there are 59 hydrogen donors are there, and 18,000 are hydrogen acceptors in the amino acid. Now, this is a very complex mechanism which is observed in the protein and nucleic acids, and specifically due to hydrogen bond, there is a base pair formation which is formed in DNA double helix, as well as hydrogen bond is a very important factor or major factor for the stability of a DNA molecule. So hydrogen bond plays very important role in case of protein as well as nucleic acid, as well as stability of the DNA complex, as well as base pair formation in the DNA of double helix. Now the hydrogen bond, how it is formed, just you see here. The water molecules, how they form the hydrogen bond between each other. This is the one water molecule, another water molecule, this is the third water molecule. Now negative charge negatively charged oxygen atom will form the electrostatic force of attraction between the positively charged hydrogen of another water molecule. Now this positively charged hydrogen forms electrostatic force of attraction between the oxygen of third water molecule. So in this way, this is a formation of a hydrogen bond. This dashed line indicates there is a how the hydrogen bond is formed. Now this OH bond is polar because more electronegative atom oxygen is there, less electronegative atom hydrogen is there. So this bond becomes very polar. So this covalent bond is called as a polar covalent bond. And due to polarity of this covalent bond, delta positive charge is developed on the hydrogen, delta negative charge is developed on the oxygen atom. Now the hydrogen bond actually shown by the just I have shown in the last figure is somewhat longer. Just you can see here also. Now this is a one water molecule, another this is a second water molecule. Now I have shown here the line between these two. This is oxygen atom, somewhat greater in size, and this is a hydrogen atom which is smaller in size. They form the hydrogen bond, which is shown by the yes green colored light, dashed line. Now this having a 170 per meter pm is the distance between this oxygen and this hydrogen molecule. Now is another, if you compare this OH bond length, this is oxygen of water and this is hydrogen of water. Now this OH bond length is 99 per pm. So of course the hydrogen bond is somewhat longer than the covalent bond which is observed in the OH. So hydrogen bond, which is somewhat longer than the covalent bond of OH, which is with this value 117 pm and 99 pm indicates that the longer is the distance between this oxygen and hydrogen. Thus hydrogen bond having a longer distance is here as compared to OH bond. So if you are compare the strength of OH bond and strength of hydrogen bond, of course the hydrogen bond is very much weaker here. About 23 kilojoule per mole is the energy evolved in the bond dissociation, or you can call it as the bond dissociation energy of hydrogen bond is 23 kilojoule per mole. Now if you compare this bond dissociation energy of OH bond, it is observed to be 492 kilojoule per mole. Means this is a very small amount of dissociation energy which is observed in the hydrogen bond. In case of OH bond of covalent bond of OH, which is observed in 400 observed as a 492 kilojoule per mole energy. Now from these two values we can confirm that hydrogen bond is of course weaker than the covalent bond. Just we will move to next point, that is structure of liquid. So in this structure of liquid we are discussing here about only the qualitative description, not a quantitative description. So one by one I will discuss how the structure of liquid is responsible, how the structure of liquid is there in case of that is liquid molecule. Now short range intermolecular forces are present in the liquid, and these forces are existing in liquid, and the long range forces are negligible in the liquid. Now means in the liquid system, liquid phase, only short range intermolecular forces are observed and long range intermolecular forces are not there. Although they are present, they are in the very negligible way. Now from this one we can conclude that liquids are having similar structure to that of crystal, because in the crystal also short range intermolecular force of attraction or intermolecular force is exists, and that's why liquids also shows the similarity to that of crystal. Second point is that the order arrangement of molecule is extend over a short region instead of over an entire or whole mass. Now this is called as a short range order. Means the arrangement of the molecule in the liquid phase is extendable over a short range, not to a longer range, not towards a longer range. Hence this type of range is called as a short range, and the molecules are called as a short range ordered molecule. Now these short range ordered molecule are continuously, they are changing their orders due to thermal motions. Means if you increase the temperature or if you decrease the temperature, the range of molecule may be changed if you change the temperature. Means this short range order of liquid phase or short range order of liquid media will be changeable by changing the temperature. That means they are sensitive to the thermal motions. Now how we can check this? In X-ray diffraction, instead of getting sharp line, we are getting broad bands in case of liquid phase. If you check the XRD pattern of a liquid state or liquid phase, we are getting broad band instead of sharp line. What it indicates? The broad band indicates there is a regular order present in the liquid molecule. Now this is the one of the confirmations to put in front of us that how there is a order of the molecule present in the liquid phase. Now just we move about the temperature sensitivity. As the temperature of the liquid is raised, I mean increased, the bond becomes less pronounced, means not definite. They will be moved from one position to another position, and the pattern is resemble those of gas. If we change the temperature, means if you increase the temperature of the liquid, what happens? The pattern, or yes, the liquid is raised the bond and less pronounced pattern. That means not definite, non-definite pattern is observed, and this type of pattern, which is observed in case of gaseous molecule. Means gaseous molecules will be gaseous molecule shows such type of pattern, and such type of pattern is observed. Such type of pattern is observed in the liquid phase, which is observed in the liquid phase. But if you check such type of pattern in case of gaseous system, such type of pattern is observed in the gaseous phase, because in the gaseous phase in the gaseous phase, you know, if you increase the temperature of a molecule, the pronounced or the shape or the particle or the molecules are not definite. Hence, if you increase the temperature of a liquid, the gaseous, it resembles, it shows similarity to that of gaseous state. Now we will move to next point, that is Eyring model. The scientist Henry Eyring in 1933 developed a very important model. That model is called as a vacancy model for the liquid. Now this vacancy model for a liquid is very important, as this model tells us a lot of information regarding this liquid state. What they have developed, what they have said by the scientist Henry Eyring, just you see here. In the liquid state, most of the space is occupied by the molecule, and this space, only small fraction of the total liquid is free, total liquid of the free, and this wide space is called as a free volume. Are you checked here? What is meant by free volume? In the liquid state, what happens? Most of the space is occupied by the molecule. Most of the space is occupied by the molecule. Only the less space is observed within the two molecule. Means within two molecule, only very less space is available. This wide space, available space, this small space, minimum space which is observed in the two molecules of liquid, that space is called as a free volume. That wide space is called as a free volume. So vapors contains and only a few molecules moving randomly and thus have a large free volume. If you check this free volume in case of vapors, what happens? In case of liquid state, there is a less free volume, but in case of vapor state, the free volume is more, because there is a random arrangement of molecule which is present in the gaseous state, and hence these two molecules or any two molecules in the gaseous phase, they are far away from each other. Hence the free volume is greater than the liquid phase. Now what happens if you increase the temperature? What happens with rise in the temperature? The vaporized molecule increases, causing an increase in the vacancy of the liquid. Now if you increase the temperature of the liquid, what happens? The free volume of the liquid will be increases. Means there is an increase in the vacancies of the liquid, because if you increase the temperature, the two molecules may be move in different way, and if the two molecule or many molecules move in different way by increasing the temperature, the small fraction or the space between two molecules will be increases. Means vacancies may be increases, and that's why of course free volume also increases in case of liquid. Means free volume is directly proportional to the temperature. If we increase the temperature of a liquid system, free volume will be increases. Now just we consider about density point of view. Density of vapor pressure may be vapors may be increases, while that of liquid decreases. If you increase the temperature, what happens? Vapor density increases, or density of the vapor increases, that of liquid decreases. A very common sentence is this one. Any material, if you for any material, if you increase the temperature, at that time density of that liquid material will be decreases, as well as vapor density of that liquid material increases. Now at critical temperature, density of vapor and liquid will be becomes equal. What is meant by critical temperature? The critical temperature is a temperature at which the density of vapor and density of liquid becomes equal. That temperature is called as a critical temperature. Critical temperature means it is a temperature at which there is equal density of vapor as well as equal density of liquid. When both density comes equal, that temperature is called as a critical temperature. Critical temperature. So according to this Eyring, the free volume is distributed randomly and the vacancies are approximately to the molecular size. Means suppose there are 100 molecules are present in the liquid state. Amount of free size or amount of free vacancies are equal to 100 molecules size. Means if you consider the area of 100 molecules, suppose X, then the free vacancies should be X, or approximately they will be equal to X. Means amount of molecule or volume of molecule is approximately same to that of vacancies. Now that is the very important information suggested by the Henry Eyring. Now how they are interrelated with each other, how they will be molecules are present here in this irene molecule adjacent to the vacancy, they are possess gas-like property, while molecules which are away from the vacancy would have having a solid-like property. For example, just to see here in this molecule squeezes how they between the different adjacent molecule and how they will be moved into the vacant space or vacant lattice site. Suppose this is I am showing here, this is one molecule and this is another molecule. These two molecules, they are come closer with each other, they are having a solid-like property. But if you check the property of this molecule and if you check this property of this molecule, these two molecule, if you compare the property of these two molecule shows the gas-like properties which are adjacent. Sorry, this is a gas-like property, while molecules away from each other, they are having a solid-like property. Means this molecule and this molecule shows solid-like property, but all these molecules shows the liquid type of property, and this is called as a Henry-Eyring model. Now this distance between these two molecules I have shown here by the small a, that is called as a distance. That distance is called as a free volume. I have already shown here free volume. Now these two distance, or you can check these two distance, or you can check the distance between these two, or you can check the distance between these two, you can check the distance between these two. These distance or free space between this molecule and this molecule, this is a free space. That free space is called as a free volume, which is suggested by the Henry-Eyring. Now next point from your syllabus is what is the difference between solid, liquid and gaseous. Very important point. I am directly here represented the tabular form I have representing here, which is very useful for the differentiating solid, liquid and gaseous state. Just in column number 1 I have put here serial number. In column number 2 I have sharing to you what is the basis of comparison. In the next column I have putting in front of you solids, what are the properties of the solid, what are the properties of the liquid, what are the properties of the gases. Now in first point I will share you what is the meaning of solid, liquid and gas. Solid has a structural rigidity and has a firm shape which cannot be changed easily. Already all these points I have shared in the first PowerPoint, and say 1 to 5 slides. Just to check slide number 1 to 5, all these points are covered in that slide. As a important, as a syllabus point of view, again I am repeating these points related with the difference between solid, liquid and gases. So meaning of solid has a structural rigidity, have a firm shape which cannot be changed very easily. It may be changed it may be changed but cannot be changed easily. It's a very important word, easily. So if you consider regarding this liquids are freely flowing molecules which are having a definite volume, but they are not having a definite or permanent shape. So what about the gas? Gas does not having any shape but conform the shape of the container. If you put a gas in a cylinder or container, the shape of the cylinder will be adapted by that gas. So shape of the container is similar to that of shape of the gas. So completely there is a shape of the container when we are putting the gas in which we are putting the gas in this container. Now we are moving to second point, that is shape and volume. Now shape having, in case of solid having a fixed shape and fixed volume. In case of liquid there is no fixed shape but having a volume is there. What about gas? Gas neither having a shape nor having a volume. There is no volume, not a definite volume, and there is not a definite shape for the gaseous molecule. Now we are moving to third point, that is energy. The energy between two molecules in case of solid states are lowest. In case of liquid there is a medium energy is observed in the liquid state, highest energy is observed in the gaseous state. What about the compressibility? If you compare the compressibility factor, it's very difficult to compress for the solid molecule. Now in case of liquid molecule it is to be nearly difficult, but in case of gases it's very easy to compress the gaseous molecule and automatically volume of gas will be changed by applying the compressibility, that is by applying the pressure. Now what about the arrangement of molecule? Now in case of solid state the arrangement of the molecule is regular and they are closely arranged. In case of liquid state the arrangement of molecule is random and little but sparely arranged. What about gaseous state? The arrangement of molecule is very random and more sparsely they are arranged. So this is the difference of arrangement of the molecule in solid, liquid, and gaseous state. We are moving to fluidity. Now solid cannot flow. It's very common. Solid cannot flow. Now liquid flows from higher level to lower level. What about gas? Gases flows in all direction, not in height, low, whatever it may be, but gaseous flows in all direction. So what about the molecular motion? If you consider the molecular motion of solid state, the molecular motion of the solid state is very negligible. Negligible molecular motion we are observing. What about the liquid state? There is a Brownian molecular motion. I will discuss in next slide. After 2 slides, I will share with you what is meant by Brownian molecular motion. So this Brownian molecular motion is observed in the liquid state. What about the gaseous state? There is a molecular motion in gaseous states are free, constant, and there is a random molecular motion which is observed in the gaseous state. So next point is intermolecular space. The intermolecular space means the the distance between the two adjacent molecule is called as the intermolecular space. The distance between two adjacent molecule is called as the intermolecular space. Intermolecular space for solid is very less. Intermolecular space for liquid is more, and there is a large intermolecular space observed in the gaseous state. So in this intermolecular space, we have checked that these 3 are the different points in which we can compare the solid, liquid, and gaseous state. So what about the next point, that is intermolecular attraction? Very important. Due to maximum intermolecular attraction, the molecule is rigid in the solid phase. Due to medium intermolecular attraction, the molecules are somewhat free as compared to the solid state, which is observed in the liquid phase. Now, very less amount of intermolecular attraction or negligible intermolecular force of attraction observed in the gaseous molecule. So these are the 3 difference intermolecular attraction is considered. So now next point is sound speed. Now the fastest is the sound speed observed in the solid state. Now faster is the sound speed observed in the liquid state, but it is somewhat faster than the gas but slower than the solid. Now lowest among all means very less sound speed is observed in the gaseous state as compared to liquid, as compared to solid. Means very fast sound speed is observed in the solid, very less amount of sound speed is observed, or very low sound speed is observed in the gaseous state. Now we are moving to next point, that is molecular motion. Molecular motion, just if we are considering regarding molecular motion, there is a negligible molecular motion observed in the solid. There is a negligible or very less. In some cases, there is a no molecular motion observed in the solid state. So in case of liquid, there is a Brownian type of molecular motion observed in the liquid. In case of gaseous, then there is a the molecular motion. If you're considering regarding the molecular motion, all the gaseous molecules are free. They are constant and continuously random molecular motion is observed. Means they are totally free. They are continuously or constantly, they are in the motion. They are continuously in the free size, or they are continuously free or constant random molecular motion is observed in case of gaseous state. Now, if you consider storage, we don't need container for the storage regarding the solid phase. In case of liquid, we cannot be stored without container. In case of gaseous state, needs closed container for the storage. What about the density? Density of the each and every solid is very high. In case of liquid, it is somewhat lower than the solid, but higher than the gases, and very low density is observed in case of gaseous phase. Means gases are having low density as compared to liquid state, and liquids are having lower density as compared to solid state. Means solid having higher density and liquid having gases having very low density. What about the diffusion factor? Solid can diffuse into the liquid easily. Diffusion is somewhat higher than the solid, and in case of gaseous molecule, very high diffusion rate or diffusible rate is observed as compared to solid, as compared to liquid. And that's why if they are having highly diffusible factor or highly diffusible particles, they will be easily move randomly or easily move from one position to another position with a strong speed or with a high speed. This is unique. This is somewhat different characteristics of gaseous molecule as compared to solid and liquid. So just we move next point, that is kinetic energy of a particle at a given temperature. Now at a given temperature, the kinetic energy of a solid state is very least. Kinetic energy of a liquid is higher than the solid, and kinetic energy of a gaseous molecule at a given temperature is maximum. Means if you are comparing between these three, the gaseous state are having a maximum kinetic energy, liquid having somewhat moderate kinetic energy. What about the solid state? Solid state having the highest, very least kinetic energy observed in case of solid state. Inner particle space is very least in case of solid material, lesser in the liquid material, and very more than the or greater is the interparticle space observed in the gaseous molecule. What about the expansion of material on heating? If we heat the solid state, the expansion on heating will be low, more than the solid. In case of gases, we are observing more than the liquid. What about the particle motion, which is observed in the solid? In the solid, the motion of the particle is in such a way that solid particle only vibrates. Thus, what type of motion is observed? Only vibratory motion is observed. What about the liquid? In case of liquid, there are transverse, rotational, and vibrational motion. There are three types of the motions are observed in the liquid state. Now, what about gas? There is a large transversal, large rotational, and large vibratory motions. These three types of motions are observed in case of gaseous state. Now, next point is directions of motion of the particle. Now, what about the directions of the particle if they are moving from one point to another point? Now, there is no motion of particle in the solid state, and thus they are having a fixed position. What about the liquid state? The particle or direction of a motion of particle in the liquid state, they will be move around each other. They will be move around each other. What about the gaseous state? They will be move quickly, but not in a single direction, but they will be moved in all direction as they possible. Now we are moving to next point, that is liquid crystal, or you can call it as a mesomorphic state. What is meant by liquid crystal? It is, in short, it is called as a LCs or liquid crystal. And these liquid crystals are also called as a mesomorphic state. Mesomorphic state is another name of that liquid crystal. In some book, liquid crystal is mentioned. In some book, mesomorphic states is mentioned. So what is meant by liquid crystal? What are the properties of the liquid crystal? On which basis liquid crystals are classified? What are the types of liquid crystals, and how liquid crystals are applicable, or what are the different applications of the liquid crystal? It's very important. So in today's lecture, tomorrow's lecture, I will discuss regarding the liquid crystals, types of the liquid crystals, and the various applications of the liquid crystals. Liquid crystals are nothing but, okay, thank you.